Hello dear fans. The largest ships in the world. Fantasy has no clear boundaries. This can be confirmed by everyone who has made some extremely important discovery or invention at least once in their life. There is also a custom in the maritime industry to create periodically the largest ships for a lot of money. Container ships. The largest container ship is considered to be the ship. It finished its first voyage in August 2019, making its way from China to Germany. The length of such a giant is 400 m, the width reaches 60 m. To understand the scale of the deck, you need to imagine 4 football fields, located close on their smaller side, one after the other. The owner of the merchant ship says that it will take 1,358 Boeing 747s or 14,000 large trucks to transport the cargo that the container ship is capable of transporting. Another container ship built in South Korea has a length of 400 meters. But here it is a little less wide, 59 m. The container ship, also assembled at a South Korean shipyard in 2014, is also distinguished by impressive characteristics. Its length and width are 395 m and 59 m, respectively. Passenger ships. The largest cruise ship is the liner, translated as Symphony of the Seas. A ship was lowered to the water surface in France in 2018, and a lot of financial resources were spent on its construction, $1.35 billion. Such a huge liner has a length of 361 m, the widest point reaches 66 m. Its height is 72.5 m. The ship has 18 decks that can accommodate 6,680 passengers and 2,200 crew members. The liner can carry people inclined to romance and travel at a speed of 22.6 knots, 41.9 kilometers/h, thanks to the work of 6 powerful engines. Symphony of the Seas affects our imagination not only with its impressive size, but also with its inner content. It has its own park with real trees, alleys, and cafes. There is also a very large 10-story slide, a theater, 2 walls for developing climbing skills, swimming pools, a surf simulator, a zipline, an ice skating rink, a basketball court, a golf course, a water park and other entertainment and useful facilities. Tankers. Among all the merchant ships that deliver various oil products by sea, the TI-class ships are the largest in size, which were assembled at the beginning of the third millennium, from 2001 to 2003. These include: the length of each tanker is 380 m, and the maximum width is 68 m. When the vessel is fully loaded, the speed increases to 16.5 knots, 30.5 kilometers/h. Bulkers. There is another type of ships, in the ranks of which you can find ships with a length exceeding 350 m. These are bulk carriers, ships carrying dry, more often bulk, cargo. The largest of them transport ore. The length of the class bulk carriers is 362 m. The greatest width they have is 65 m. The average speed of such vessels reaches 15 knots, 27.8 kilometers/h. The largest ship in history. These are the largest vessels in service to date. However, in the 80s of the last century, a huge ship sailed on the seas, an oil tanker. It was created in 1979 in Japan. The length of such a floating giant makes you stop for a minute and think. After all, 458.45 m for an ordinary ship is a lot. But the width can also be impressive, 68.86 m. The ship was accelerated to a speed of 13 knots. In 1986, he suffered damage from an anti-ship missile launched at him from an Iraqi fighter plane. At the time, the war was waged between Iran and Iraq. After that, the tanker was repaired and continued to sail. And in 2010 it was thrown onto the Indian coast, where there is a ship graveyard called Coast of the Dead. It is by far the largest ship ever built. Hopes. Science and technology continue their continuous and persistent development. The merchant fleet keeps afloat also thanks to them. And what will happen next? What dimensions will amaze our imagination? What epithets we will be able to pick up when describing large-scale buildings, depends on human will and imagination. Thanks for watching.